Hey guys, good morning, it's Tony. So this video is going to be more of a rant slash awareness video, more so just because I've been seeing videos like this pop up a lot on my TikTok and YouTube and stuff or whatever, and people asking me like, oh, how do you get such low prices on all these tickers or whatever, all these cryptos and stuff. And because people are starting to post videos of like, oh, I bought Ethereum at $300, I bought Solana at 5 cents, I bought Bitcoin at $10, and it's kind of hard not to laugh at these videos or to not consider them gambling, because these people are, I don't want to knock people down, right? They got certain things at really good prices, which is fantastic, but at the same time, I wouldn't trust any of these people with actual direction of where everything is going, because it's essentially they bought on essentially what I would consider fool's insurance, right? The only way that I would trust somebody is if let's say Solana was back, we were back, let's say we were a couple of, I don't know, let's say it was a couple months ago, for example, when Solana was like at, I don't know, $10. I don't even know the price of Solana, right? But it's one of those things where they're like, hey, I'm buying into Solana because of this is my full analysis, and I'm gonna go full in because I believe in this project, right? That is something that I would take as more of a merit than people saying, oh, I bought Ethereum at $30, I bought this at this, right? Because if they actually bought it by it not being a gamble instead of fool's insurance, then they would have gone all in, right? If they had $10,000 to their name, they would have put the full 10K, and they're like, yo, I believe in this is gonna go up, this is my analysis as to why, and I think it's gonna go up. But essentially, all these people just got lucky, right? They gambled on a couple of different crypto or stocks or whatever without any real analysis, and they're like, hey, this looks kind of cool, or this looks kind of good, I'm gonna buy in right now and see what happens, right? And generally these people are like, oh, I'm a genius for buying this low. Not really, it's good that you got a really solid pricing, but I would never in a million years trust you with my money or the actual analysis of a certain market, because you essentially got lucky, right? And what is it called? And you put money into something that was essentially fool's insurance, right? You didn't know the actual direction. If you knew 100%, or you had at least a 90% like confidence rate that it was gonna hit, you'd put a lot more in, like $1,000, or at least more money that you have, right? Because I mean, if I knew that, for example, the reason I'm shorting Bitcoin right now is because I have a really, really strong analysis or probability that it's gonna keep going down. So that's why I put my money where my mouth is, right? If I think Bitcoin's gonna go down, I short it. If I think Bitcoin's gonna go up, or if I think altcoins are gonna go up, put a lot of money into certain things, right? But I try not to. I mean, already, I don't listen to anybody. I don't take advice from anybody. The only real person that I listen to is myself, right? I've lost more money listening to other people than just following my own TA, and that's why at the end of the day, I really only just follow myself. Right? I only trust myself, my own analysis, because that way, if I lose money, it's on me, and it's not anybody else. It's not on anybody else, right? So even with that being said, if I do like a TA on something, don't fully put your trust in myself. Put it in yourself. Learn how to do TA. That's what I teach. That's what I tell you guys. Hey, because you guys need to learn that certain people are gonna be wrong, right? I'm wrong all the time, right? I'm not right all the time. I'm definitely wrong a bunch of times, but it's one of those things where it's like, learn to not follow certain people, because there's definitely other people that that say certain things that it's one of those like what? Like, how do you think that was, that's you being like a genius or something, when let's say Bitcoin was at $10 and you bought like $50 of it, right? It's one of those things where I'm like, you didn't know that it was gonna hit 60K. You just threw in $50 at a gamble. It's like what I did with Doggy, right? I bought Doggy on fool's insurance. I bought a lot of Doggy on fool's insurance, right? Because I had no idea where it was gonna go. And, you know, a couple of years later, it ended up blowing up, made a shit ton of money, but that's all luck. That wasn't TA, that wasn't analysis, it was fool's insurance, right? It's like me saying, oh, I bought doggy at 0.002 cents, right? Like that's not something that I would say I did a full analysis and I'm like, oh yeah, doggy's gonna hit 70 cents in less than a year. No, right? Like I would never trust anybody that says anything like that. And it's one of those things where I keep saying, like, you know, and even when people post videos of like, oh, if you would have bought Bitcoin back in 2010, back in 2011, and you would have only put 50 bucks in this, you would have been a millionaire. And I hate videos like that, right? Because it focuses, it just kind of brings you in like on clickbait, and it doesn't provide anything. It just gives you like a thought of like, oh, I should, you know, what if this or blah, blah, blah. It doesn't provide anything, right? And it's one of those videos that I hate. I have a lot of very big pet peeves against certain videos that get made, right? And those two are definitely my biggest pet peeves. People making videos on, oh yeah, back in 2010, if you would have bought this much. I'm like, we're not there. We're not in 2010, bro. You know, focus on now. Who cares about back then, right? Or people that are like, oh, I bought this crypto at 5 cents and now it's at $100. And I'm like, there's no way you could have made an analysis to prove that it was worth, you know, 50,000 times more than what it is now, right? So it's just one of those things where I'm just like, just be careful of the videos that you follow, of the people that you follow, including myself, because I'm not always right. Not everybody is gonna be always right, but especially these kinds of people. I always see people posting, or like creators posting videos on like, you know, a bunch of like, you know, I don't want to say it's like a meme culture, but yeah, it's kind of like that, where, you know, they have there's like no solid content to post, so they just start churning out videos on whatever they can think of, and, you know, plays that they got like lucky on, right? Because they bought at a good price, but, you know, they only bought like $10. You know, if you bought Solana at $4, why did you throw $1,000? Why didn't you take out a loan for 100K and buy Solana for $100,000 if you were actually 100% sure of where the direction was going? That's exactly how I see it. That's basically it. I'll see you guys later. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.